There are no emergencies from the morgue. The morgue is the only place in this hospital where no emergencies exist. That's what a veteran hospital employee told me during my first shift. Those words have stuck with me through every shift over my 20 years working here. Tonight, as usual, I made my rounds to check the place, ensuring nothing unusual was happening. Then I returned to my office and locked the door. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was a doctor from upstairs, demanding I move an unfortunate patient who had slipped away from reality after a failed emergency procedure half an hour earlier. I asked about the paperwork, but he snapped, telling me to get off my ass and do my job. So I hung up. After all, that poor soul was already gone. So this clearly wasn't an emergency. My job may not be the most important in the hospital, but I have my principles and self-respect. I demand mutual respect in my work, and I won't make exceptions for anyone. The phone rang again, the second time now. This time, it was a forensic technician requesting to transfer a body and store it for further analysis by experts the next morning. She sounded polite, so I opened the cold storage room for her to move the body in. The case seemed sensitive. I'd overheard something about it, but didn't pay much attention. "Put it in freezer 3D, I said. We completed the transfer, signed the paperwork, and I locked the cold storage room tight. Then the phone rang again. Third time's the charm. Apparently, a faint, vague voice came from the other end. "Aren't you curious about what happened to the body in freezer 3D? The voice asked. "No, buddy," I replied and hung up. There's no room for curiosity in this job. Curiosity only brings trouble. Maybe tomorrow I'd read the news and find out about the body in 3D, but for now, I was done. Then there was a knock at the door. I checked the security camera feed, nobody was there. No way was I getting up to check who knocked. Supernatural entities aren't emergencies either. Moments later, a loud banging came from the other side of the wall. I checked the camera feeds one by one and saw that in the cold storage room, freezer 3D was wide open, while the other freezers were slightly ajar. The bodies, they were crawling out. Some growled with rage. Others hissed with piercing sounds. They clawed at the door with their decayed, rotting limbs, trying to escape the cold storage. "Good luck, fellas," I muttered with a smirk. Fluids and body parts were splattered across the room. Looks like the morning crew and the experts would have an interesting day. But even living corpses crawling back from the dead aren't on the list of emergencies. I yawned. My internal clock was telling me it was bedtime. And in no time, I drifted off to sleep. I woke up to my alarm at 7 a.m. The expert team had arrived, all suited up in special protective gear. Some were even carrying guns. They went in, wrestling the soulless, superhumanly strong bodies, pinning them down onto examination tables. I watched them work, feeling a thrill. I've always told my colleagues that if an apocalypse ever happens, I'd want to be on the emergency response team. But for now, I'm just a morgue employee. So, I did my job, and that was enough. The morning crew arrived at 8 a.m. I showed them the security footage. Through the clips, we could see the experts were still busy dealing with the chaos. So we decided to grab some coffee. I quickly jotted down the night's events in the logbook, and in the end, I summarized the report with one line: "No emergencies."